Right, any additions or changes to the previous minutes, do I have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Henline, have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shields, discussion, roll call.
Inline. Aye. Hines is absent. Walker.
Aye.
Shields. Aye. Brandon. Aye. Simpson.
Aye.
Okay, we have several things on tonight's, agenda that we need to add that's popped up here today. One of the things that was mistakenly left out of your packet regarding the planning commission's recommendation. So, you all tell me if you want, there's, items 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You want me to take those separate, Mr. City Attorney? Do we need to take them separate, in your opinion, or do we need to add them as one, if there's no objection?
Just add them as one.
City Attorney says we can add them as one. I think the city administrator's handed out the, items, and just for the public's, knowledge, I'll go real quickly. 9 is, concerning a request for, qualifications for track maintenance contractor. 10 will be a portion of First Avenue and North C Street closed for Calvary Baptist Church. 11 is consideration of the planning commission's recommendation regarding ordinance and planning services for property off of Highway 70. 12 is consideration of planning's recommendation regarding adoption of the ordinance to rezone property located off 95. 13 is consideration to the council accepting a donation for a fire truck in the city of Alcoa. And 14 is consideration of city council regarding declaring 2 city vehicles through the police department as surplus property. Is there any objections? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Make that motion.
Motion, Mr. Brandon, to add those items to the agenda. Second, Mr. Shields, roll call.
Inline. Yes. Hines is absent. Walker.
Aye.
Shields. Aye. Brandon. Aye. Simpson.
Aye.
And I think Ms. Hunt has a, something she wants to, let the general public and city council know about.
Yes. I'd just like to address the misinformation that we've gotten to our citizens of Lenoir City. And I hate that the mayor and city council got caught up in this, because it was not their fault at all. I mean, it was, if I'm gonna say it was my fault, and I'm gonna take the blame.
I don't think it was anybody's fault. I think it was, it's certainly not on local level, anyhow. Go
Well,
ahead.
you know, I approved the shell of our, we had to change, it's like a perfect storm. We had to change vendors for our printer. We had to change, they went out of business, so we go to a new one.
For property
Well,
taxes.
For property tax. Several other cities and counties had to do the same thing, because they were using the same vendor we were. So I approved the shell at the end of August. And in September, I'm not gonna get into what happened. There was a lot of things that happened, and I missed the proof that came through. So when I realized it, I called them and I said, you know, we need to approve our proof. Well, at the same time, and if anyone would like to see the email I got from our printers, they were having problems also with supply chains. They were having, it was situations that were out of, I mean, it was beyond their control. And they said that many assessors around the state didn't lock down their taxes till late September. So when we asked to get ours done, they all were piling in at the same time. So that caused problems. This email was sent on August 18th. Well, Mr. Schaefer called me last week and asked me about the printing, about the taxes. And I explained to him, it was a lot of other things that the printing right now, they even got a new printer to start and they were still bogged down. And they kept apologizing. And they finally got us out this past weekend. I want everyone to know it was before the election ended, as I was told the conspiracy was by Mr. Schaefer, that we were holding them until after the election. Don't know why we would hold them to after the election, but that was the conspiracy. I told him as I laughed, that's not true. You know, I'm just gonna tell you, we've got a problem printing, and that's all I got into it with him about property taxes. They were bogged down and they got us out as soon as they could. And I you know, we will be more prepared next year, not ourselves and our vendor, because they are ready for us. They know when we need to go out. Now Chip gets his out early. We didn't have a problem with our property assessor. He locked down, we were able to go, but Chip gets his out in August. We don't do that. Our taxes come payable October 1, and they're due by February 28th. So we always get them out the first week of October. But I just wanted our citizens to know that it was in no way the mayor's and city council's fault. If they want to call me, I can show them my emails. I can show them the problems I had. I don't mind. But I just wanted to explain that because I know this misinformation is out there.
Well, Maggie, thank you for the job you do, and certainly it's a shame that we have people out there that mislead the public, but it's the political world we live in, unfortunately, and we all know what the job you do and how you do it, and it's just a darn shame, but.
Mayor, can I say something as well?
Yes, sir, Mr. Will.
I've got that's my office where the property taxes come out of, and I've got the best group of people that I could ever wish for. We got caught up in some circumstances that's beyond our control. You got till February, the end of February to pay them. I know people like to get them, I like to get mine paid as soon as I get them. But it was out of our control. And for people to make that accusation that we did just what she said is appalling to me.
And sad, it's
It
sad
is sad.
in the world that we live in.
I mean, I try to do a good job for the city.
You do an excellent job.
To hear that kind of information,
It really hurts me because I
Yeah.
know
yeah.
what we got in the
It's
office and
disheartening.
how good they do. Somebody make that accusation is unbelievable.
I mean, nobody knows, I stayed up many nights worrying about that.
You did.
Is the taxes gonna come out? I called them every day, I emailed them every day.
And Maggie, it is not your fault, it
We
is
were
no
doing
one's
the best
fault.
we could, you know, and they were too. They're a great group, a vendor, they're a great vendor. And we all just got caught up in newness, I guess.
And I wish that Mr. Shaver was here to hear this, but hopefully he will.
He'll hear.
By the way, I got mine today.
Okay.
So,
Wonderful.
Got them this weekend.
Maggie, I'd like to say,
Saturday.
you don't care, our hats off to you.
Thank you.
You do a wonderful job, and you dot your i's and cross your t's, and don't worry about it.
Well, if
Everything
I
will
make
go
a
right.
mistake, I'm not gonna let someone else
I thank
take
you for the
the
work you
brunt
do.
of it. It was my mistake, you know, so, and I went to the city administrator as soon as I knew it and explained the situation, and we just got on it, and, you know, that's all you can do.
Things happen, and we were not the only community that this
No,
happened.
there was like
32
one out of 40
others.
46.
46, yeah.
Other cities and counties
In Tennessee.
in Tennessee.
Thank you, Maggie. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Maggie.
All right.
I would like to say a lot, but I've said it all before. You know, might as well call the kettle black. And he twists anything around to tell a lie about anything that the Lenoir City government wants to do. And I mean, it's plain and simple. And to have somebody sitting on county commission that people still evidently just like to read his gossip, and that's all it is gossip. But, you know, I think it's sad, we've got somebody on county commission that acts that way. He acts like a child, he really does. And, you know, we all answer for our mistakes, and I think he's made plenty of mistakes, and I think one day he'll answer for them.
Thank you, Mr. Simpson. All right, there's, any reports, member city council. This time, is there anyone here who'd like to comment on the item that's on tonight's agenda or the items that's been added to tonight's agenda? Mr. Walker.
Mayor, City Council, thank you for listening to me here for a second. I would like to comment on the item that is on your agenda, First Baptist Church, the annexation of property that was purchased a little over a year ago by the church. We came and asked the city to annex us because We felt like that was the best way to have our property marketed, seen, and get a road built from, as you can see, this property connects to Simpson Road and it connects to Highway 11. We desperately, our church, if you've been out there on Sunday, it's about 30 minutes to get out of the parking lot, and we're growing, tremendously growing, at over 1,100 average for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and still going up with the 2 services, trying to do some things to make it accommodating, building more parking lots, but you can only do so much when you can come out 1 or 2 ways. We're looking right now at trying to do an entrance at the Home Depot side, but we just felt like that being in the city was a great way for us to get out of the backside. So we purchased the land. That wasn't our number 1 objective, but it was the major objective of what we wanted to do. We had a visionary come in. They're a company that gives churches visions, and the visionary committee came back to us and said that we had enough property on our current 26 acres to do what we wanted to do to meet our goals. And I won't go over those goals with you, but they said we had enough property to do it. Ironically, at about the same time, the property that we're talking about tonight has never been for sale. We didn't put it up for sale. We didn't have a realtor. The Loudoun County School Systems called us, and I guess what they were doing was going through to see what bigger tracts that was available, and they asked us about interest if we would sell to them. And the first thing we said was, yeah, if y'all build the road, that helps get us in and out, and that was one of our stipulations. So the county, the Loudoun County School System, and the First Baptist Church has been in negotiations for the last month and a half or so. The church has voted to sell them the land. Another obvious reason to have the land was to be able to pick your neighbor. We had housing people come to us when it wasn't for sale. We had apartment people come to us. We had assisted living people come to us. But once the school came to us, we felt like that it was something that we needed to listen to, because that is our community. And as a church, having kids and getting kids in the right spot and getting kids educated is part of what we want to do as a church. So we picked that neighbor, and they are going to buy that piece of property and the other piece of property is on Simpson Road. There's 2 parcels there. And so we just felt like as a church, voted 90% to 10% to sell them the property. And then they went through their channels, and so now we're in final negotiations. So we would need it de-annexed out of the city to be able to get this deal through and to make things happen with the county and the First Baptist Church.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Any discussion? Any comments? Thank you, Mr. Walker. Anyone else? Anyone else who would like to discuss anything that's on tonight's agenda? Let me say that city administrator says that due to the fact that the church has sold, and you correct me, Chris, if this is wrong, a small portion of that, it's actually 27.18 acres, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so council, when we get to that item, we will need to change that. It's in the resolution, and on tonight's agenda is 32.2, it's actually 27.18.
But the official
The
resolution
official resolution
will read
is
27.18.
27.18, the old resolution says 32.2.
Correct.
Okay? All right, if there's not anybody else to speak, item number 1 is consideration city council regarding acceptance of American Firefighters Grant, FG, for the purpose of a ladder truck for the fire department. Chief Martin, come up.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We had the honor of receiving a grant for a ladder truck for, the contract price would be $1,186,900. Is what the cost of the truck would be. The city share of that would be $192,764. So we basically got a $1 million grant for $200,000.
And this is the second grant in, 6 or 8 months that
Yeah.
we've received for new fire units. How would we turn something like that down, correct?
Right.
And Chief, you've done an excellent job, you and Chief White, and I know you had some other folks assisting you in the grant writing process.
Yes,
And certainly our ladder truck now is how many years old?
it's a 94.
94. So for city councils, just to keep your abreast, the difference will come out of the reserves. Correct, Mikey?
That's correct.
And give us that number again, Chief.
This is also government contract pricing.
Right.
So
Give us that
the total
difference.
number is 1,186,900. And the city share is 192,764.
764.
Yes.
So they're essentially giving us $1 million. And again, we put in for this AFG grant every year.
Yes, ma'am.
I know every year since I've been here, we put in for it, and it's so competitive, especially for a ladder truck.
Our department works very hard to try to find an alternative fund.
Sure,
Yes, sir.
I know you do.
So, it's awesome. It's great.
All right, discussion. Have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Vice Mayor, do I have a second?
Say,
Second, Mr. Shields, discussion, roll call.
Inline,
yes.
Hines is absent, Wonderford,
Yes.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Thank you, Chief.
And thank you.
Item number 2 is consideration of city council regarding declaring certain properties or weapons as surplus property and purchase other weapons for the police department. Chief White.
Thank you, Mayor. So this document that you got is might be a little confusing. So we're going to be trading in our current sidearms that we've had in service since 2007. So at the top, you can see the new purchase price to replace those weapons is $28,962. Then we're going to be trading our old weapons in, and then we've got a surplus of seized weapons that we will also be trading in.
Just to clarify, this is on page 3 of the packet that you all have.
Okay, sorry about that.
You're fine.
There's a lot of pages there, so sorry about that. It'll be the one that had it. So the trade-in value of all those weapons is $18,085. So we will have $33,555. So we'll actually have a credit of $4,595, which will go toward purchasing ammunition. That's through GT Distributors.
And can you tell us, just for the general public's knowledge, how important that is to keep, I know the sheriff's office has went to the same millimeter. Can you tell us how important that is briefly?
Well, in the past, we've been using 40 caliber Glock pistols. Again, we purchased those in 2007. Prior to 2007, we did not have a standardized weapon for our police officers. Police officers actually supplied their own weapons prior to that. So we standardized that, as well as the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department. And just through ballistic testing with military and other large police departments, determined that the 9mm round is actually a better weapon for our police officers to use. And so the Sheriff's Department has already made the transition. And so we were fortunate enough to have enough surplus weapons from seizure and our current weapons that they gave us a value for the trade-in, which gave us the $45.95 that we'll be able to purchase ammunition for. So it'll cost us nothing.
And isn't it true too that it's also good to have everyone using the same ammo, the same type of weapon in case you do have a situation where that you need firepower? And we've had that in years past.
Sure.
Not much, thank goodness, but it has happened.
Right, and that's kind of the direction that we wanted to go back to 2007. And of course, those weapons were worn out and we needed to be traded anyway, so it just came at a good time to make the transition between the two agencies where we're all standardized.
Okay. All right. Discussion. Got a motion approved.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Henline, have a second.
Say,
Second, Mr. Shields, discussion. Roll call, Mr. Wilson.
Inline,
yes.
Hines is absent, Wonderford,
Yes.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Item 3, consideration of city council approving permanent full-time appointment for Mr. Skylar McGinnis, 6 months probation period, satisfactory completed, effective November 2nd, 2022.
Yes, Officer McGinnis, completed his, training at the State Police Academy in Nashville about 3 weeks ago. So he has been with us for 6 months, and I would highly recommend him for permanent status as a police officer moving forward.
Effective that day.
Effective on that day, yes.
Chief White, you've heard his recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Police Commissioner makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Brandon. Discussion. Roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines and Sampson, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Item 4 is consideration of city council approving permanent full-time employment for Mr. Christopher Law, 6 months probation period, satisfactory completed, effective November 10th, 2022. Chief.
Officer Law came to us as a lateral transfer, and he has done a wonderful job on midnight shift for the past 6 months, so I would recommend him for full-time employment with the Wilson Police Department, effective November 10th, 2022.
Heard his recommendation. Have a motion.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Brandon and Mr. Shields. Mr. Wood.
Got it.
Have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shields.
I can't make the motion second too down there.
I'm sure he's got it. He's a smart guy. Go ahead, Mr. Wood. Roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines and Sampson, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Item 5 is consideration of city council adopting resolution contracting the de-annexation of property located at 6445 Highway 11 East containing approximately, and this will be a change in the minutes as well, 27.18 acres, furthermore identified as Item County tax map 015 parcel 151.00, being located within the Lenore City urban growth or within the corporate limits of Lenore City. You've heard the comments from Mr. Walker that they're requesting that we de-annex it, and pretty simple. What's city council's pleasure?
Mayor, I think I made the motion to annex it, so I'd like to make the motion now to de-annex it.
All right, Mr. Simpson makes a motion, we de-annex with that change of 27.18 acres, correct?
Yes, sir. 21,
All right,
27.1.
Second.
Second, Mr. Henline or Mr. Brandon. Discussion, roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines and Sampson, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
All right, item number 6, consideration of city council adopting a resolution accepting the American Rescue
That's a typo.
and Plan Act. It's got Plan, but it should be Plan Act, ARPA funds through the Tennessee Department of Environment, TDAC, to be used for drinking water, wastewater, and stormwater projects as deemed appropriate. Scott.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a resolution to utilize ARPA funds, similar to what we have done, excuse me, in the city, but this would be more so leaning toward LCUV services with water and wastewater, things of that nature. And it would be an appropriation of around $1.6 million. So in order to go out for these funds, this is just simply the first step to do so.
Her explanation is in discussion. Got a motion to approve it.
Motion.
Motion, Mr. Shields, to have a second.
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor. Discussion. Roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines and Sampson, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Item number 7 is consideration of city council regarding mayor's appointment of Mr. Bobby Hickman to fill the vacancy on the planning commission and board of zoning appeals. Mr. Bill Thomas resigned from that seat. He served on, as Mr. Simpson knows, the planning commission for many, many years. And he said it felt like that, he felt like it was time for him to step down and wanted to do some traveling. So I contacted, and they must be in the urban growth boundary area. Mr. Bobby Hickman is a resident at Avalon. And he said he was willing to serve, and he comes recommended by another committee member. And I would recommend that we put him on the planning commission and the board of zoning. Entertain a motion, please, some discussion.
Mayor, you know, I've made a lot of motions tonight, but I'd like to make a motion to, accept Mayor's recommendation for Bobby Houghton.
Okay, Mr. Simpson, makes a motion, have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shields, discussion, roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Item 8 is consideration of city council regarding granting employees 2 hours of time on December the 22nd. This is something that we do every year. Obviously, the utilities does it as well to give the employees 2 hours extra off on the Christmas holidays.
I'll make it motion.
Motion, Mr. Brandon, have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Simpson, discussion, roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Right, number 9, the item that we added to the agenda is consideration of city council regarding one out for request for the qualifications for traffic signal maintenance contractor for the corporate limits, Lenoir City, Ms. Kelso.
Thank you, Mayor. This is just simply a process, procedure that we go through ever so often. We do have new traffic signal and timings in right now along 321 and Highway 11, which I hope that everybody is seeing some improvement there along those corridors. We're still working out some kinks, but I hope everyone's pretty happy with that. But this is also a good time to RFQ for a new signal contractor. So this is just to ask permission for that process to begin.
All right, you've heard her explanation, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by the Vice Mayor, do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Brandon, discussion, roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Item number 10 is consideration of city council regarding closure of a portion of First Avenue from North C Street to North D Street for Calvary Baptist Church trunk or treat event on Monday, October 31st, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Ms. Kelso.
Thank you. This is just a request coming from Calvary Baptist Church for this event that they're having on the 31st. It's my understanding that they do have the capability of blocking the street off, but Chief White, I don't know if you and JJ want to assist with that or reach out to their pastor in some way. So just FYI.
All right, any discussion? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Henline, have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shields, discussion, roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kelso. Item number 11 is consideration of planning commission's recommendation regarding adoption of ordinance providing planning services for certain properties proposed for annexation into the city of Lenoir City. The ordinance pursuant to 651-102 of the Tennessee Code annotated said property being approximately 24.30 acres located off Highway 70. Furthermore, identified as Loudoun County Control Map 009, parcel 111.00, being located in the Lenoir City urban growth boundaries. This is the first reading. Ms. Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. This should be map attachment on the back of the ordinance. This is the plan of service for the property. It's approximately 24 acres. It's one parcel, and that they are requesting to be annexed in some R2 medium density residential district, which would be with the rest of the adjoining properties there. I do apologize for not getting this too soon.
That's okay. It does join other properties inside corporate limits, correct?
Yes, correct.
Mr. Sampson, you got anything you want to add since you sit on the planning commission?
Make a motion, we honor their request.
Mr. Simpson makes a motion, have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Brandon, discussion. Roll call.
Inline,
Yes.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Number 12 is consideration of the planning commission's recommendation regarding adoption of ordinance to amend the zoning map of the city of Lenoir City, Tennessee, pursuant to 13-7204 of the Tennessee Code annotated to rezone property located off Highway 95 from C3 Highway Commercial District and R1 Low Density Residential District to R3 High Density Residential District. This is the first reading, Ms. Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. You'll see on the map attachment that there are two parcels with this request. The larger parcel is currently zoned R1 low-density residential. The smaller one is C3, highway commercial. The zoning does not actually match, the uses on the property. The property owner would like to request that those both be changed to R3, which is our high density. There's some quadplexes on the larger property, which is a better fit for the zoning district, and that would clean that up some. This is a first reading, it did go to the planning commission unanimously.
And it's the property owner, he's just basically, as you say, want to clean it up, clean the language up.
Correct.
All right, any discussion? Got a motion?
I'll make it.
Motion, Mr. Brandon, now second.
Second.
Second by the Vice Mayor, discussion. Roll call.
Tim Lyons,
Abstain.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. Item 13 is consideration of City Council regarding accepting donation for 2007 fire apparatus from the City of Alcoa. Keith?
Thank you, Mayor. City of Alcoa just took delivery of 2 brand-new engines, and they're getting rid of an engine that's in service currently, and we'd like to take that as a donation to the city and use it as a reserve apparatus for the city.
Will it be replacing one, or is this just a reserve?
The one that's replacing is almost out of servicing,
Okay,
the 94.
okay. All right, you heard his explanation. Got a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion, Mr. Shields, have a second?
I'll second.
Second by the police commissioner. Roll call.
Tim Lyons,
Yes.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Thank you, Chief. Item 14 is consideration of City Council regarding declaring 2 seized vehicles as surplus property in the police department to make proper disposal thereof. Chief White.
Sorry about that, we left that off and we surplus another grouping of vehicles, so Captain Flynn notified me of that today, and we needed that added, so those 2 vehicles will just be sold through gut deals along with the others.
Okay. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Inline, second, Mr. Brandon. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Tim Lyons,
Yes.
Hines is absent, Wampler,
Aye.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
Thank you. This time, does anyone here like to comment on the item or items that was not on tonight's agenda? Dr. Hahn, come up.
Good evening. As you all know, I am running for House District Seat 32. But I'd like to make a public statement today for the record. I'm a fiscal conservative and a social moderate. That means that you don't take money from people who need it, and you don't spend money that you don't have. Also, no government at the local, state, or federal level has the right to tell me or anyone else what we can or cannot do in the privacy of our homes. I'm not an ideologue. I don't give a rat's tail whether there's a D, an R, or an I after your name. I'm a family physician. I'm a problem solver. And we have problems. A crumbling infrastructure, struggling educational system, and a dysfunctional healthcare system. And if we do not resolve to solve them together, we will not solve them at all. Now, I want to make 2 more points. A couple of weeks ago, there was a letter to the editor, our local newspaper, very critical of Mayor Akins for having extended liquor licenses to restaurants. And his reply was very determined and firm. As the mayor of our community, it was his responsibility to protect the businesses, keep them healthy. Because when our businesses are healthy, then we have a strong financial footing. What he did not say, but it's implicit in his remarks, is that each one of us has the right to practice our faith according to the dictates of our religion, but none of us have the right to expect or demand that people of other faiths abide by their rules. We are a pluralistic community, and we have to acknowledge that fact. This is what happens when you have a blue dog Democrat publicly supporting a Republican mayor. Problems get solved. One last thing. I only plan to spend one term in Nashville, and then there'll be other challenges I want to confront. So if any of you have political aspirations, the seat is open in 2 years. Thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to many of you again. And feel free to call me, email me if you have any concerns, questions, or just want to express your opinion. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Hahn, for such kind words. Good luck to you. All right, anyone else? Madam City Administrator.
No, sir, I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight and voicing your opinions and your thoughts, and to Dr. Hahn, thank you for coming as well. So this is what it's all about. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other business come before City Council? Got a motion to pay the bills?
I'd like to make that motion to approve all bills and accounts to be paid when properly approved and the funds are available.
Vice Mayor makes a motion to pay the bills. Have a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Brandon, or Mr. Shields, Mr. Wilson.
Got it.
Roll call.
Cameron.
Yes.
Thompson, Sampson, Wampler,
Yes.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon, Simpson.
Aye.
You know, other business, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Motion, Mr. Henline, to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Shields. Roll call, Mr. Wilson.
Cameron.
Yes.
Thompson, Sampson, Wampler,
Yes.
Shields,
Aye.
Brandon,
Aye.
Simpson.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you, all.